President Trump has secured Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's backing for a U.S. proposed Middle East peace deal. The White House's 20-point proposal for peace in Gaza would see an immediate end to the war and the release of all hostages being held in the enclave. Hamas has yet to respond to the proposal, but speaking at the White House, the president and Israeli leader issued this warning if Hamas does not get on board.
I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer, but if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do.
But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself. This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way.
Let's jump now to CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio, who is in London. Ramy, good morning. So what more do we know about this 20-point plan and exactly how it might work if Hamas were to agree to it?
Right, Errol, and good morning to you. And in fact, we've got some breaking news here. CBS News has learned that Hamas and other Palestinian factions are now leaning toward accepting President Trump's 20-point peace plan. This is coming to a source close to the process, and they will apparently present their response to Egyptian and Qatari mediators tomorrow. Now, if this actually happened, and this is probably the most promising news that we've heard in this whole entire past several months, right? The most immediate actions would be, one, a freeze in the fighting. For Israeli forces, they would then have to withdraw to some agreed-upon line, which is yet to be determined. There would also be the flow of full aid back into the Gaza Strip. And then in the next 72 hours after that, Errol, Hamas would need to free the rest of the hostages. Those are believed to be about 50 or so, alive and dead. Then that would trigger a couple other actions, a bit of a domino here. Israel would then free nearly 2,000 Palestinians in detention, and they would give Hamas, some members at least, amnesty and safe passage out of the Strip. The caveat there, of course, is if they, quote, commit to peaceful existence as well as give up their arms. From there, the plan gets a little fuzzy in terms of timeline and detail. There is something about President Trump chairing a so-called board of peace that would oversee a transitional government. His name would also appear on an economic plan to rebuild Gaza. At this point, then, the plan refers to the Gaza Strip as New Gaza. It also says that no one will be forced to leave, but only gives a brief mention of Palestinian statehood. In effect, what we're seeing here in this 20-point plan, Errol, is the U.S. attempt at nation building, but in the end, potentially without a nation.
And so, Ramy, with that news that Hamas is leaning toward accepting this U.S. proposal, this would then make this the closest we've been to a ceasefire agreement in many months. That's quite significant.
Absolutely, yes. And we are, of course, waiting for that official response from Hamas tomorrow. We already got word yesterday from a White House official to CBS News saying that Hamas negotiators had received that proposal and that they were reviewing it in good faith. That came from the Prime Minister of Qatar, as well as the intelligence chief of Egypt. But, you know, there is reaction coming out from Israel. Again, this hope, this optimism from Israeli hostage victims. Let's take a listen.
This is very, very good news. President Trump, like he said, is totally committed to bringing peace and prosperity to this region.
The earth is calling for ending this war and bringing all the hostages, the lives and the dead, home.
World. There is cautious but apparently broad support for this plan from Egypt, from Jordan, from Saudi Arabia, from Turkey. In addition, around the world, India, China, Russia, Germany, all weighing in, welcoming this plan. There is a faction, though, that is against it. Israel's far-right ministers, in particular the finance minister, saying this is a resounding diplomatic failure.
There's so much hope that peace can come to the region. We'll watch this closely. Ramy, we appreciate you bringing us those breaking news items. Thank you.